Hello, good morning, everybody. Wow, to me, this is a really awesome Saturday. For the past 1 week, I've been feeling really excited. You know what I mean? Because, Auntie, even though, good morning, Li Hua, always my first supporter. Even though I'm an auntie, you invite somebody who is your idol. And then she said, okay, she will come and come to be my guest, Auntie. I felt so excited, I sort of, I tell you frankly, I like a sleepless night, because of the excitement, and also feeling a little bit nervous. It's really awesome to me. And I really want to thank my special guest today is YB Hannah Yeoh. I tell you what, this excitement, even a small girl, when they see the idol, they wah! So it's like me now, Auntie Boleh. And my friend, asking, hey, how come? I say, so I strongly believe what my friend always tell me is a law of attraction. You ask, you believe, and you accept. So I'm thankful to have a friend. My friend always been so positive to me, always give me the encouragement, go. So even though all this while, I invite my friends, some of these friends and my guests, which I really don't know them, but they're able to come along, and thank you to give me the encouragement so far. So, excuse me, for today, so my special guest is YB Hannah Yeoh. Though she's far, though she's from KL, but she's still an auntie. Maybe too early to call her auntie. She's 41. She's so younger than me by so many. She can call me Auntie Boleh. But for her, to call her auntie, like feel sorry. But she's a very nice lady. And I like the way, when she posts, help to post my post, Auntie Boleh, at the Facebook, where you know what she write? She say, ladies, come join us this Saturday for an auntie chat. Yes, so this will be an auntie chat. Thank you so much, my friend. So whoever my friends you are in, just write your comments, even though when I have my chit chat with YB. So, it's something new for us, JB. We are from Johor, Bahru, and then we have YB from KL. Though it's far, YB MP for Segambut is different, but as an auntie chat here, this is somebody that we can look up and we can follow the steps she do and her contribution to the society. So I would not wait any further. Okay, now I shall invite YB Hannah Yeoh to be with us. Okay.
Hi, hello, Auntie Boleh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much, YB Hannah Yeoh, to be with me today. You know what? I really have to say a few words to you. Okay, I'm really feeling very honored. I'm thankful. I'm so excited and nervous to have you, with me. Thank you so much for being able to be with Auntie Boleh.
Most welcome. Yeah. Can I ask you why you call yourself Auntie Boleh?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good question. Auntie Boleh. All these things started during the MCO. During this MCO, actually, started since March. Auntie like us, we do have our activity. We join NGO. Then we keep ourselves busy with many things. We have dancing class and all this. But, during the MCO 3 months, you are completely locked down. Our children already, grown. So we have not much thing to do. Every day, I've been watching TV since then. So I have friends that discuss with me, why not do something? I say, I'll be going down and down and down. Those depressed emotion comes out. So why not? I say, because especially one thing, you see a lot of people, they are doing online sales. I say, what people can do online sales? But I'm not good in doing sales. So why not do something live that can benefit the rest of the auntie? So as I'm auntie, my friends so I feel that this is a sharing platform. So why not give a try? Okay. So that's how in June actually is only 6 months. So I started to have invitation and friends which I know and friends which I don't know, even Dato Hatini, all these things. From KL, they also willing to come and be my guest and share to aunties which I in this platform to know more in a way. So thank you that you are one of my guests. Thank you, YB.
Most welcome. Pleasure. Yeah, pleasure joining you.
Yeah. So YB, so we have as an auntie chat. Today will be just an auntie chat. So YB, though you're from this one, you're a politician, okay. So it's really awesome, you know. I'm thinking like you are today, you're in politics for about 20, no, about 12 years,
12
right?
years.
Yeah, about 12 years. So, you know, all this while we see how, no, actually we do follow you, you know, from very young and you're so energetic. Even until now, you are still so energetic, you know. So for me and for my friends here, we would like to know, you know, as an auntie, we like to know actually what drives you to have the passion of what you're doing now, especially now. Your passion is more on the children and for the women, okay? So anything that reflects your childhood or all this, would you like to tell us more about yourself? Because today is more about your personal and your feeling, this kind of thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, I have a very ordinary childhood. Nothing extraordinary happened in my childhood to inspire me to be in public service. But really, 12 years ago, I met my schoolmate again, Edward Ling, and Edward encouraged me to be a voter. So I registered myself to vote. I joined him in the DAP, and that was it. And then when 2008 happened, DAP recruited a lot of young people and gave us seats and opportunities to run. And so that's how I got invited to participate in this political process. It's been 12 years. I started at the age of 29 as an assemblyman for Subang Jaya. And today, very fast, I'm in my third term, and I'm now in Parliament representing the people of Segambut. So very quickly, 12 years just flew by. I'm now 41. And so when I saw your invitation, Auntie Boleh, I think a lot of people in their teenage years and also in their 20s would consider someone like me, 41 years old, an auntie. I'm sure when I was younger, I thought of people in their 40s as aunties. And so I feel like more and more, this is going to be a platform that I need to continue to engage and address. So you asked me how I have this interest in children, especially children issue. When I was an assemblyman, I look at, because at that time, I just became a mother. I have two daughters, 9 years old and 7 years old. And after I became a mother, right, when I hear a baby crying, even like I'm in a restaurant or I'm in a shopping mall, if I hear a child crying, right, I'm drawn to the cry of the child. I cannot explain how this feeling came about, apart from the fact that, you know, I think it's a motherly instinct. And so when I start reading news, I'm very drawn to news like, you know, a child is trapped in the car because the parents forgot about the child being in the vehicle. And we had one case like this in Subang Jaya when I was adult. And so I began to read into issues related to children in Malaysia. And I say, you know, one day I feel like this is something I want to champion, because these children issues are always neglected in Malaysia. So you see the areas that are neglected usually is because these people are not voters. I give you a few categories. One, children, because obviously children below 18 cannot vote. So nobody really feels like their voices are important. No need to care because they're not voters. And so you can have so many kementerian, you can have so many agencies. Sometimes you have 2-3 agencies doing the same thing, especially related to IT and all. But for something so important, children, and that is 30% of our Malaysian population, you don't have an agency really championing their rights. Number two, you know, migrant workers. Migrant workers are not voters. So you see, people don't really care. You know, they are abused, they are starved. And so I also work with NGOs like that, the Naga Nita and everything. And so I could relate to them. And the third category is really, you know, animal welfare. Animal welfare is hard in this country. And so especially now in during a pandemic season, right, where fundraising is very difficult and challenging, a lot of NGOs like this are struggling. So if you are a donor and you want to help NGOs related to children, help NGOs related fighting for migrant workers' rights, and also, you know, animal welfare. Yeah. So that's how the passion came about.
So that's why actually when it started, so you will continue now as to see more, and then you feel like you want to help more, this kind of thing. Yeah. So that means so that does it actually reflect your childhood? You know, you have this kind of passion like that. How is
Actually, when I was a child, right, I never thought about joining politics one. I only read a lot of newspaper at the time, and at those days, newspaper hard copy print, very, very popular, right? So my parents would buy Sinchu and the Star. So I read a lot of the Star, and I read a lot about Dr. Mahathir, you know, the politicians at that time. And that was my only, I think, contact with politics. I was not involved at all. I had no political ambition, but really in 2008, when there was a need at that time for people not to give up on Malaysia, not to migrate, and for young people to just go in the system and fight the system, I just participated, that's all.
And then it come to 12 years and it still continue, you will still continue. Yeah.
So,
sometimes for the spark of the things that we wanted to do, and then you just continue with the passion, just like that. Yeah.
Correct. I don't, Auntie Boleh, I don't plan like, oh, this is my 10-year plan, 12 years plan. I do life like step by step. Maybe like just like you started with just having this Auntie Boleh platform and just see where it will go. Maybe one day, you know, you'll be a very influential voice fighting for women and children in Malaysia. Who knows?
Wow, thank you, YB. Yeah, I wish to do so. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you to have this platform as well. So yeah, so I think sometimes we don't plan. Okay, just for yourself, just for example, you know, you're involved in so many, you know, SMP, so many of meetings you have to go. You know, there are many challenges that we have to face. Sometimes as well, you see, because I go through your video, you know, backwards or whatever. No, those challenges as a politician, right? And then at the same time, you also have children, your 2 daughters at home, and then, you know, you also as a mother and a wife, you know, these challenges. Now we have only a family and children at home, but you have extra. You are a politician, you know. So these kind of challenges you have. So being involved, what are your challenges to be involved in so many of mother, wife, and politician?
I think it's not just a politician's challenge. I think it's every working mother. Every working mother will go through what I go through. When you are at home, you feel guilty that you're not working. And when you're at home with your children, you're on WhatsApp, constantly thinking about work. And then when you're outside, you feel guilty because you're not at home with your children. So it's either way you feel the guilt. What I think is important for every working mother is to prioritize. So you must learn to say no to things. You cannot say yes to every invitation. You must remain focused, like what your follower said. You must know what you want to work on, and don't overcommit yourself. Sometimes we cannot say no to all our friends, right now. We overcommit and then we become exhausted and we cannot give the best of ourselves. So losing power in February, right? If I want to be positive about it, it has given me more time with my children. So for me now, it's very simple. I have the mandate from the people of Segambut. These are the people who voted for me. So where is my area of focus? I need to serve them. So constituency issues, I make sure that every week, you know, I am somewhere in Segambut looking into the issues in Segambut. And then number 2, parliament is important. So I make sure every day I'm present in parliament because I represent them. And that's about it. I want to commit to, not to overstretch myself. So when you overstretch yourself, you burn out, and then it doesn't benefit anybody. Yeah. So that's how I balance it, lah.
Yeah. Balance it, yeah. Sometimes, as you say, the children, because I know your girls are still, they are growing stage, they are still in their primary school, right? Or something like that. So sometimes they really need a lot of attention, as well as your husband and all this, right? So it's actually not easy, like you just have another thing that you have to settle a lot of parliament meetings and all these things, right? And I find it so difficult. Sometimes I have to have a trial with you also. You couldn't make a time also. Yeah, I understand about that. So it's a challenges we have in life that we have to really face. And just to read some of those comments from friends, like, you know, they this from Ivy Tan, they say, thank you that Auntie Boleh has a channel to have this let people know about the platform, to have this platform to let people know. And then this Li Jin, they say, YB, yo, how do you take care of your health?
Okay. Very good. I still struggle with weight gain, you know. I always feel like if I eat a plate of char kway teow, right, I will gain 1 kilo. It's in my mind, you know, because I feel like that, especially after late 30s, right? I find that my metabolism rate, even if I'm not eating rice, I cannot lose weight. When I was in my 20s, if I don't sleep
Yeah.
a lot, or if I just skip a meal, right, I can lose weight. Or now I cannot. Now it's so difficult to
Same.
manage my metabolism
Yeah,
rate. And so
same.
I have to be very careful of. I always have to make sure I don't take a lot of sweet stuff. So I drink a lot of Chinese tea. I drink Chinese tea more than I drink water. And then I don't eat a lot of rice carbs. I try to avoid. Yeah, but even though I have weakness for bread and pasta, so that can be quite challenging. So a lot of self-discipline needed, because, you know, especially after I gave birth, there are a lot of clothes I cannot wear anymore at the hip area, the jeans, all. So
Yes,
you wash your waistline, you watch your size grow from 8 to 10, size S to F, and then it sometimes very depressing. So when I go shopping, I like to buy free size, because free size makes me feel I can still fit into a free size. It makes me feel good.
So the more you wear free size, the more you feel ease to eat. So it's the same
Yeah.
thing. It's the same like all the aunties, you know. So yeah, buying free size. Yeah, for me sometimes also from ML, XL. Ayo, my pending no, I this also. Yeah, thank you YB for your tips on health matters. Yeah. So actually it's good that I mean to as an auntie sharing about these things. Yeah, as what you say, you know, you like to eat char kway teow, all this kind of stuff, but sometimes you have to, you know, cut down. I mean, pasta and all this, you know. So we as a auntie and your followers would actually know what are your hobbies, you know, and what would you like to do during your me time, your own, you know, your time. Yeah.
My me time, I like to watch an old movie. So if I have extra time, I always watch the same old movie. I like, you know, The Mirror Has Two Faces, Pretty Woman, Sound of Music, this kind of old classic. I I like to rewatch them. If I really have like a long afternoon, I like catching up, you know, having a short nap. Or apart from that, I actually enjoy shopping, just walking in a shopping mall, because now, right, I joined this campaign together with some ex-deputy ministers. So we are in a group where we have to monitor our steps. So every day we have to try to accomplish 10,000 steps. And all my friends,
10,000.
yeah, they can see how many steps I've done, because we can see our
Yeah.
progress. It's quite
Yes, yes.
embarrassing. People like Dr. Ong Kian Meng and YB Bhaktia, in the morning they already accomplished like 10,000, 20,000 steps. I finish at night also not yet 2,000 steps. So when I go shopping, when I go shopping mall, I can walk a lot of steps, and it's not difficult. You know, you walk 2-3 rounds of Mid Valley and Sunway Pyramid, you can easily have 5 to 6,000 steps. So that's what I try to do to de-stress lah.
Yeah. So it's sort of a window shopping. At the same time, you know, you can sort of accumulate your steps at the same
Exercise,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so just like ordinary, we are no doubt you are the MP, but we are still auntie or lady that is still sometimes like to do a little bit of shopping. And I saw recently that you're with YB, your being and YB Teo. So you were together and actually almost the same age, you're together and all this, right? So and again, this is your me time that you like to spend maybe walking in the mall. So we would like to know actually, YB, what are your hobbies? Actually, what do you like to eat or what do you like to do and all this kind of thing? Your hobbies, yeah.
During MCO, I like to try new things. One thing I'm not good in cooking. So every time I try to learn, especially during MCO when I bake, right? The problem is after I bake, my family members don't want to eat because they say not nice. So I end up, I don't want to waste lah. So hard, MCO, you have to go and queue to get into the grocery store. So it's a lot of hard work to go and buy flour, butter, and all that. So when they don't want to eat, I don't want to waste. So I end up eating a lot of it myself. So after a while, I also stopped cooking and baking because I enjoy experimenting, but I really hate doing the cleanup and washing up. Thankfully, I have a helper at home to help me, but I can imagine the rest of the aunties. I feel like, especially those who have to work and then have to rush home at 5 o'clock to cook. That I think is the most challenging because by the time all your kids finish eating, you have to wash up. It's 8 to 9 p.m. already, and you're so tired from working and cooking. Yeah, so I would say experimenting with cooking is the latest thing I've learned, hobby. Yeah. But nowadays, very hard to find hobby already, like those days you collect stamps you do gardening. Now not everybody has a plot of land to do gardening. So these are some of the challenges I think urban people face
Yeah,
a lot of time we're just on the phone.
Yeah, especially you're so busy. Come back as what you say just now, WhatsApp. And then when you're working, you think of your children, all this kind of thing. Because as a different stages, now you're a mother or MP, so our focus are different in a way. So this is a hobby that you normally do, but now you sort of cut short and you don't actually follow what your hobbies are. But and again, the comments. This Legion asks, what are the children activities that YB has now for the
for other children? You mean because of the CMCO, it makes it very difficult to have any gathering or activity. So MCO time is something I started reading story online to children. It started with Mother's Day, just giving mothers some free time. So I read to the children, but it's not so easy to find good local content. So I'm also trying to find good storybooks in Malaysia for children to continue this exercise. I think with very limited physical activities now, it's harder to reach out to children during this time.
That's what I saw. I also follow you. You were reading, and then you still put on those what do you call
the headgear and everything.
Raccoon, all these things. So it's actually you really go into it that you really, when you want to tell the story, you tell it that you have all this headgear, all this with you, and that was, you say, during the Mother's Day that
MCO, yes.
So this is something, YB, you're busy, but you still manage to do something about this. So this is about other children. So how about your children? So what do you do for them? I mean, you are busy, right? And something like that. Well, so what do you do for your children?
What I do for my children, our quality time is usually before they sleep, the bedtime. So I have the luxury to put them in bed every night. So either I will read them a story, or usually we will have our prayer time together where we pray about the things they are not happy with, what they find difficult. So I learn to teach them how to pray and how to cope. I think our children's generation, right, is about giving them survival skills, teaching them to be, tahan lasak, when you go out. I always tell them, I don't mind if you cannot score A's. I don't mind if you're not good in studies, as long as you try your best. So as long as you try your best, I'm already happy. And you must do what you're happy doing. So I want to teach them that like this, so that next time when they grow up, right, they will not look at their friends who have $1 million and feel like I'm missing out. So I want to teach them how to cope with stress, how to cope with difficulties, teach them how to pray and rely on someone who is bigger than them. And so these are some of the skills I want to impart to them. And this is my quality time. By the end of the night, right, actually doing quality time with our children is not difficult. We think it's like we need 2 hours with that. Actually, it's not. By the time the end of the night, they are so tired already. Even if you have that 10 minutes one-on-one with them, it is good enough. So now they learn, okay, I can tell mommy everything that I'm not happy about, and then we can pray together. And then we rejoice when the answers come. So that's, I want to encourage parents now, and, even grandmothers, aunties who are grandmothers, this is your way of serving the nation. You spend time, you give good input into your grandchildren and your children. This is how they will become strong, and they will know how to resist challenges, how to face emotional stress. You equip them for the difficult time. And this is how you rebuild the nation. You create strong Malaysians. Yeah.
Yeah. So to spend time, quality time is more important than you have the quantity, but the quality time is so important to help with the children. Yes, the quality time. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so these are the things that YB has for thinking of the children, your own children and the children outside as well. Yeah, so awesome that's what you just said just now. So as you say also during this pandemic, as you say, you were doing some of this storytelling. But for overall, how has the pandemic actually affected you, let's say, for example, during this pandemic time?
I like to catch up with friends one. I enjoy, calling up old friends and say, hey, let's meet up and all. But because of this pandemic, right, it's very challenging. You want to call your friends to your house, also you worry, what if they are COVID positive? Then I pass this on to my children. So we are very restricted. Yeah, and we have to plan the weekend because the kids cannot go out, right? So you constantly have to think about how to reward them, because for me, at least I can go out to work, but my kids are every day is just at home. It really affected the children and the high risk group. So during MCO, I remember when they couldn't see their grandparents and my parents couldn't see the kids. It was so pitiful, So for me, it's really the high risk group. A lot of family and friends gathering is very, very impacted by this pandemic. And of course, the greater challenge out there is the outcome on the economy, the impact on the economy, people losing job, people having no food to eat. So now I'm thinking about how about the children who are not Malaysians, where do they find food? They cannot have access to food basket or, the government incentive. Children who are stateless, children who don't have the privilege that our kids have, how are they going to get support? Yeah, so this is something I'm constantly thinking, how else can I help these children?
Yeah, actually, to help the children around is a never-ending job. So this kind of thing, right? There's on and different kind of issue that we have. Yeah. So that means during this pandemic, actually, as what you say, it affected you in doing many things for them, and we always consider, just as myself also, I'm thinking just to have an Auntie Boleh platform. So that means, let's say for YB, this pandemic affected, of course, the children, as what you say, they're every day at home. They can't do much thing. So do you have any, as an auntie, as a mother, do you have any sort of special planning for your children, or the schedule or whatever thing? That's a special thing, because they have not been to school, I think, for almost a year. I mean, on and off they go.
Yes, for almost a year. So it's challenging because when they are doing online class, they are already with their gadget, So when they finish, right, what do? You allow them to watch TV, or so I have to always tell them, why don't you write a poem, or why don't you make a card for somebody, write a story. I want them to continue to have some physical activities, and in the evening, sometimes I take them out to the local park here, just to do walking or cycling. During the MCO, when you cannot even go to the park, people are just outside their house, in the evening, all the neighbors come out on the road, just cycling or walking, and so not a lot that we can do with lah. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, these are the little things that we can do also if we have the time for our children. Yeah. So, yeah, after all these things, yeah, so YB, maybe what advice or tips would you like to give to aunties, those aunties here, or the ladies, or tell us how would we, can do our part to contribute to the society? Yeah.
Okay. Number one, I always say that actually the aunties who help look after children at home or your grandchildren, actually you do a lot for the nation. One of the reasons why a lot of women stop working, they cannot work because there's nobody to look after their children. So if you have grandchildren, you have nieces, and actually you have the time, it is actually a very noble thing, because one is you have that platform to input into the next generation, where they spend a lot of time with you and you can input and teach them. Number two, of course, nowhere else is safer, apart from the children being in the care of their loved ones. So these are the ways, I think, if you have the opportunity, you must remember that when you are taking care of the children, you are not just babysitting. It's one of the ways where you contribute to nation building, because that allows your daughters to continue to work. We want to encourage women in workforce, the percentage to grow. At the moment, we are only looking at 56% our target. We want it to go higher than that. So looking after children is a great way to contribute. Number two, please look after your health. If you are not healthy, you cannot help other people. So help yourself first. Make sure that you eat healthily. Always make sure, please, once a year, do go and do health screening. Check, do mammogram. These are some of the common problems that attack women once they hit certain age, when they go through menopause. These are I think you need that kind of health screening, and making sure that it's regular. Okay. Number three, do not stop meeting your friends. I think activities and just having that fellowship with friends, very, very important. Like what Auntie Boleh say, you do this because you have friends who encourage you. Just do it. So everybody needs that kind of support. So make sure that you continue looking after yourself and continue having your time with your friends, and yeah, life, they say 40, 50 is the new 20. So just continue living the prime time of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, YB. Yeah, the health, actually nowadays it seems that quite fragile in a way. Sometimes we do a little bit of worry. It seems that many things start coming out, when we reach 60 and 70 and 80. All the health issue, as what you say, we take care of ourselves, is also for our nation, all these kind of thing, right? Yeah. So what other things YB, would you like to tell us more about what is in your mind that you wish us, auntie or whoever is with us, to sort of give ourselves maybe something that we do for the community again? Yeah.
Actually, one of the things that we were working on when I was still in the ministry, because we don't just look after children, senior citizens are also under our care. So senior citizens, one of the things we want them to do is to continue to work if they are able to physically and they have the time. Even if it's just part-time, just do something to keep yourself occupied. Because sometimes when you feel that you have nothing to do, that's when everything will deteriorate. You just feel like I'm useless, I cannot contribute anymore. That's why before you retire, start planning. And if you can volunteer yourself with some of these NGOs, teach tuition to children who cannot afford to pay. So there are so many activities that you can do, and also contribute to your local residents association. When you serve your residents association, you can have patrolling activities. You come out and walk in the evening or at night. And one of the things we did introduce last time is this voluntary patrol unit for senior citizens. When people go to work, the senior citizens are at home, and then they can just go ronda and help keep the neighborhood safe. Yeah, and like what you do, just I'm very impressed that you know how to use this StreamYard thing, and the way you do your comments. Oh, wow, so canggih, better than me. So I'm very very impressed with you're constantly in this mode of learning new things. That's very important. Even if you want to learn cooking now, because of the online platform, right? It's so easy to look up recipe. 2-3 minutes kind of recipe, and then just cook something. So never stop learning. That's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. YB, you were saying that never stop learning. So these are Lijin, my friend Lijin. So we have our group of aunties, They are mostly 70 and 80s, okay? We join a club. It's called Johor, Bahru, Happy and Joyous Club. So, though they are 70, 80, they still learn how to Zoom. So we have the Zoom activity every day. The club having a handicraft, and they have the laughter session, just to laugh online,
Wow.
So maybe it's something interesting, to get the senior to laugh, because how would we spend our time?
That's
And
very good.
Yeah. So they come just 30 minutes to laugh every day. And, when they come in, they dress up themselves. We sometimes I really do admire it. There's a platform for them and for us. Last time I used to join a lot also. Now I'm still joining a lot during this time. Sometimes we just need to laugh. So this is something that Johor Bahru Happy and Joyous Club is providing. Yeah. Myself also the club member. So I find that this is a good platform for children to laugh, because nowadays to laugh, YB, to laugh sometimes we cannot find any good reason to laugh. Especially this time. But the club Johor Bahru Happy and Joyous Club is a club that we have to laugh for no reason. Which, as what you say, I'm feeling very touched that we need to do something to take care of ourselves also before we can help others. Yeah. So, and then we do a lot of TikTok also. I saw your TikTok also with your
You know how
being.
to do TikTok?
Yeah, I do TikTok as well. So Auntie Boleh do a
Wow.
lot of TikTok.
Wow, I can't even cope with TikTok. I don't have TikTok. I just help, our HQ help us to do the
Because you are
TikTok.
busy, you have you have time. You have to spend so much other quality time. We have a lot of time, so I do TikTok, and these are the good way to pass time. If not, what can we do at home? We cannot be every day cooking. Cooking already 3 months ago during the MCO we cook, but now CMCO we don't want to cook anymore. It's already drained already, so we have to try on something new. So this is how I start my this Auntie Boleh platform. Last but not least, YB, would you like to give a piece of word before we say bye-bye to our friends down here? Yeah.
Okay. I think now it's good to hear that you have your Zoom activity just for people to come and laugh. Can I encourage you all to look out for other people your age, right, who may not have this kind of support? One of the things I find is because of the brain drain problem, a lot of the young people have migrated or they move away from this country, leaving their parents alone. So a lot of parents actually, they nowadays, a lot of senior citizens, believe it or not, they like to live by themselves. They don't really want to go and stay with relatives. They like the independence. But the challenge of people who live by themselves also, if anything happens to you, other people don't know. Like those days, you can tell that they have not collected the newspaper outside the house. Nowadays, got no newspaper to see also, Correct.
Yeah.
Or last time they deliver milk or bread, you know that these people have not taken those things lah. But now you don't have that. So, check out on your friends who are living by themselves, or, look at their, how do I say? Now you check when is the last time they are online, right? You check their WhatsApp status. So if you know this uncle or auntie always send you good morning poster, one or 2 days they don't send to you, you better check on them. And just to make sure that they are okay, because sometimes maybe they experience a fall and they cannot reach out for the phone. So these are some of the challenges we face with people who live on their own, especially senior citizens. So we have to keep an eye on them. So maybe you all can do like house visitations when you have no more cases or in the green zone area. Do that. The online one is very good already. Just keep doing it.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's the caring and the concern. Yeah, it's so important. because sometimes we don't know. So we one day we might be the person that we need people's
Correct.
help. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much, YB, for today's sharing, and it's so wonderful to have you with us. And
Thanks for having me. I'm encouraged by the things you do.
And also you also encourage for what you have done for us and the future that you're still going to do for the contribute to the nations. It's already a honor to have you with us. So thank you very much, YB. Hope to have you someday again. Okay, in my
Okay.
platform. And I
Thank
just
you.
dare to ask only lah. Just dare to ask. Maybe I would like to invite the rest of your MP friends like your being YB all these to maybe they can come because we have a different story to tell, right?
Sure.
So maybe you can just highlight them a little bit. Okay, anyway, thank you
Can,
so
can,
much
can.
for being with me. Bye-bye.
Okay, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody.
To you, same to you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, it's so awesome to have this chit chat and meet up with YB Hannah Yeoh, and I do believe, okay, Auntie Boleh, and now I believe that memang boleh lah. My friend tell me we must say that we memang boleh because of what I asked. I believe and I accept, and YB agreed to come to the Auntie Boleh. This is something which I never thought of, you know. So. Okay, 加油加油. So let's believe. Okay, and thank you so much. My friends all been with Auntie Boleh. Okay, and thank you again. Okay, before I leave, Auntie Boleh loves to share, and you help me to share. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, okay. Bye-bye, my friends. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.